Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Starting off news this evening, Saturday marked the 15th annual Here Comes Santa Claus event that took place at various businesses around the city, including meeting Santa Claus and other Christmas characters. Our Abby St. John has more.
I like Santa Claus.
Yay! We're excited to see Santa Claus.
Excited to see Santa.
Families lined up on Saturday eager to meet Santa Claus among other characters as part of the Here Comes Santa event.
It's been a huge success so far. We've had a great turnout for the pancake breakfast from Sobeys and the Kinsman. We've got long lines for Santa, but the lines are moving very nice and very good for the Grinch. People are being courteous to each other in those lines, but they are, they are very popular, that's for sure. And I want to thank all our sponsors for making this day just fantastic. It's nice, it's warmed up a little bit too.
Over the course of 15 years, there is always something new added to make it better.
You know, this has been 15 years in the making, and the first year I think we had, a couple of events. We've always had Santa, here when we can. There's been 2 years that we can't, that we haven't been able to, but we've just been able to grow the event in some way each and every year, whether it's trying to make the pictures with Santa a little bit better for people this year with a new backdrop, or whether it's adding characters like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is added this year over at Walking on Water Toys. So from that aspect, every year we try to grow it just a little bit more, and we can't grow it without sponsorships. And we have amazing sponsors that have been with us for 15 years, such as Service Credit Union, where we're standing right now, who has sponsored it each and every year and sponsored those fireworks. So we just cannot do this without, and make it free for everyone. And that's the biggest thing, is it's free for everyone because of those great sponsors.
Apart from meeting your favorite Christmas characters, there were a ton of different events throughout the city, including a wiener roast put on by the Lloydminster Fire Department.
This is just the Lloydminster Firefighters Association and Lloydminster Fire Department, just helping out the community that they serve. It's just one of the many events that we do that we just love coming out to and enjoy doing.
This year's event was a huge success that brought the community together to celebrate the holidays. Abby St. John, Primetime Local News.
Looks like everybody had a whale of a time with Santa over the weekend. Next, our Shelby Clark caught up with actress Sarah Booth. Here's some of that conversation.
Chief Inspector Gamache, why don't you walk us through what you have so far?
1 minute she's sitting in the chair, next she's dead.
And no one saw anything suspicious.
Not a thing.
She wasn't the easiest person to get along with.
She was a little critical.
She seemed a little cold.
I think they all hated her, every single one.
Joining us today for Primetime Local News is actress Sarah Booth. Thank you so much for taking the time to be able to speak with us today, Sarah.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here.
Of course, we're really excited to be able to speak with you because we are speaking on a new Amazon series called 3 Pines. Now, what can people expect with this series? Can you kind of give a little understanding of what this series is really based on?
Absolutely, yes. So 3 Pines is a television series on Amazon Prime that started on December 2nd. We're going to have 2 episodes every week, so every Friday for 4 weeks. It's a series that's based on a series of books. There's actually 18 books that are written by Louise Penny, so we have a lot of material, which is great. And the fans of the books can expect to see their favorite characters, learn and see their favorite mysteries roll out. And people who haven't read the books should expect to meet some pretty interesting characters and just, jump on the wild ride of this series that takes place in the Eastern Townships in Quebec. You'll get a taste of culture and a good whodunit.
Oh, that sounds really good. And especially for all the readers out there, I'm sure they're going to be really pumped to be able to check out this series, especially for the fans of that series. 18 books, that's a lot to go off of. So it makes sense why there is a series about this. So you're saying it came out on December 2nd, just kind of starting off with it. So how's that response been so far?
It has been overwhelming. It's been amazing. I've never received so many messages in my life. People really, really seem to like the adaptation, and people who don't know the books have just jumped on board and are very excited to find out who the murderers are, how these stories are going to kind of roll out. So yeah, it's been very positive. We're #1 show in Canada, #3 show in the US and the UK.
Wow, no, that's really amazing to hear. Congratulations. That's really exciting. Now, can you tell us about your role and what you're playing for in this series? Just we can talk a little bit about what you're playing.
Yeah, of course. So my character her name is Agent Yvette Nicole. She's in the original books, but a little bit different than the interpretation of this series. In the book, she's a little bit more hard-headed, definitely does stuff her own way, which works out for her sometimes and sometimes doesn't. But in the book, she has more of an eager quality to her. She wants to please. She wants to be part of this team of detectives. And she has a very different way of solving crimes, which is pretty beneficial to the team sometimes.
And how's that experience been with shooting and filming this series? Like, how would you say that it's been so far?
For me, it was a homecoming. We shot the series. Some locations were 20 minutes away from my hometown. So it felt just so wonderful to come home and perform my biggest role of my career 20 minutes away from home. My mother was also very happy that I was home. But I was able to draw from my childhood. I grew up in a town that was bilingual, English, French, which is very similar to the town of Three Pines. So I was able to draw on my own experiences to kind of fill this character, which was really, kind of unique.
Yeah, and with this role that you're playing, would you say that it's been kind of different with your previous roles and previous work? Has this been kind of a new experience for you?
It has been. I usually play roles that are a little bit darker, a little bit more aggressive. So it's going to be fun to have the world discover me as an actor through this comedic role, and then they'll be able to explore the rest of my work and really see a difference and a range. So yeah, I think that's a really cool way to get introduced to to the world now.
Oh no, that is amazing. I think people that are fans of you are going to be watching this and going to be shocked with seeing how nice and bubbly and cheerful you are too, with seeing some of your roles that you've played, which shows, how great of an actress you are. So I think that's really awesome. Now, is there anything else you want to add on, like what else you may be working on, like a little teaser that Sarah Booth is doing right now?
Yeah, no, I can talk about a couple things that I've been filming. I've been on the show Murdoch Mysteries, so get ready to maybe see a little bit more of me on that show. I did a show in Montreal called Transplant, which is a fantastic Canadian medical drama. And I also have a one-take feature that's out in the world right now that people can check out on Peacock. It's called Last Call. We shot it, no cuts, 75-minute feature film. Just a great challenge as an actor. So if people want to check out a different side of, my characters, I would definitely recommend Last Call.
Awesome, Sarah. Well, it was really nice speaking with you. And thank you so much for giving us your time once again. And for everybody watching, go check out all those projects that you just mentioned, but definitely check out Three Pines on Amazon Prime.
Thank you so much.
Well, that was a really cool interview. Now it's time for a look into the archives for this week's edition of Retrospect.
We start our look back at this week in history in 1992, as Lloydminster residents and the police deal with an uncomfortable case.
I felt, like, how long has he been there standing? Because my daughter was in the bathtub.
Deborah Discover of Lloydminster says she and her daughter were victims of a peeping Tom. In the early hours of October 13th, her 14-year-old daughter Angie was taking a bath and Debbie was standing in front of the mirror.
All of a sudden I glanced over, away from her face, and I looked into the window type thing, and I seen his face in the mirror, just standing there looking at me.
I don't even know what she's seen, but all I heard was, "Get out of here." And I said, "Why? There's somebody watching you." So I left, and Mom started hollering at him through the window.
And I ran to the window, opened up the window, and I screamed at him. And he just stood there looking at me. And then I closed the window and I ran to the phone and called the RCMP.
Deborah says she and her neighbor then went outside to see if they could find any clues. And what they did find was disturbing.
And we found a garbage can at the bottom of the bathroom window, which he was standing on, and a big chunk of wood, like a block of wood almost, so you put it behind a tire or something, below my bedroom window. Like he was standing there, either looking in the window or something, I don't know, but you could see his tracks all around and on the wood. Now I don't know if he was even looking at my daughter's room, because she didn't have curtains at the time either.
Angie Discover says the experience has left her constantly looking over her shoulder.
When I babysit, it's really scary when you just sit there and you think you hear things and start to think about what happened here. It's scary.
The Discovers live in Zone 5 of the city, and their neighborhood watch coordinator says their zone has been visited by peeping toms before.
Well, we had a peeping Tom in our area up until the summer of '91, and that situation was resolved. Then it started again, and the individual was apprehended and went to jail in February, and now this activity started again in the end of September.
In Lloydminster, there has been instances of peeping toms.
Constable Ken Piper says outdoor lighting and window blinds are the best deterrents for peeping toms. But he says if a person is the victim of a voyeur, they should let police handle the situation.
If a person should identify someone that's looking in their windows, it's important that they don't try to attempt to restrain this person or hold them till police arrive. It's never a safe thing to do to try to forcibly hold somebody that you don't know what their actions are up to, or what they're up to.
Voyeurism can be a criminal offense. Anyone convicted of the crime could be charged with mischief or trespassing at night and face up to 10 years in jail. Although there have been some reports of peeping toms in the city, Constable Piper says the problem isn't rampant.
We want to make sure people understand that it's not rampant by any means, but that they do keep aware of their environment around their residence, and to let the police know of anything suspicious.
And Deborah Discover says it's an experience she'll never forget.
It still gives you the shakes.
And in 1997, a Border City flower shop helped spread Christmas joy and give back to the community.
It was a quiet afternoon at Grower Direct in the Border City today. It gave staff a chance to catch their breath after a busy morning. When the flower shop opened, this cooler was packed with over 2,000 roses. Within 2.5 hours, they were all gone, given away to generous local residents as part of Friendship Day.
We opened the store at 8 o'clock, and there was people here waiting prior to 8 o'clock, so it was just a fabulous response.
If you brought a non-perishable food item, you received a dozen roses free. There was only one catch. You were asked to only keep one for yourself and hand the rest out in the community.
And we've had people call back that either had bought the roses and handed them out, or people that actually got roses from other people. So it's just been a very positive, wonderful experience.
Staff say even when the roses were long gone, residents kept coming in to drop off food bank donations. The food definitely outnumbered the flowers here today as the barrel overflowed and the towers in the back room grew taller. While over $1,000 in groceries was collected, the haul will be split between the 4 charities that helped out: the Food Bank, Slimthorpe Recovery Center, B. Fisher Center, and the Interval Home. Thronson says they hope to run the event again in the future.
It's a way for us to give back to the community, to involve various organizations. It's a wonderful time of year to do it. I know around here we certainly are feeling the Christmas spirit.
And that's it for this week's edition of Retrospect.
Retrospect this week is brought to you by Webb's Ford. Worth your while to drive the extra mile. Webb's Ford in Vermilion.
Kicking things off with sports, after their week-long break away from the AFHL, the Lloydminster U18 Steelers got back into game action this weekend. The Red and White split their weekend matches with a 3-2 win over the Rocky Mountain Raiders, followed by a 5-2 loss against the Calgary Fire. The Steelers now sit 3 points behind the Edmonton Junior Oilers for 4th place.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
The Parade of Lights will once again bring some festive energy to downtown Lloydminster for its 8th year. With even more on the event, here's Shelby Clark.
Joining us today for Primetime Local News is Ryan LeBlanc with the Lloydminster Rescue Squad. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today, Ryan.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Of course, no problem. We are finally kind of making it a circle back here now because we are speaking on the Parade of Lights event coming up. So what annual is this now?
Yeah, this will be the 8th year. So crazy. We're just talking about that actually, and how it's come so far, and it was fast. So we're excited for this year. I think it's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, and for anybody out there that like who knows how it would happen, but they haven't heard about the Parade of Lights, can you kind of explain what the event is all about?
Yeah, you bet. So we have local businesses and community members from Lloydminster and surrounding communities come to Lloydminster, and they bring their vehicles or their equipment or trucks. They decorate them up with Christmas lights and Christmas decorations, and then we parade them right downtown Lloydminster. So we're excited. It's such a fun event. We've had it in the blistering cold, and we've had it when it's actually not bad out, and both temperatures, it just brings just as many people out. So we're excited to see everybody come out for this year, and it's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, of course I was there when it was blistering cold out. We've done some shooting out there, which is always a fun time, but it's
Yeah.
always good response. So with those 7 previous years, how would you say that response has been in the support?
Amazing. We've done close to $70,000 in money raised back to charities in Lloydminster. So and when this event was developed, it was never meant for a fundraiser. People are just so giving around Christmas time, and they want to help. And so I think it's a good way to help some local nonprofits. And I think just having the kids come out and seeing the smiles on their faces is just an amazing thing to see. So we've done some really good things in through this event. With the Billy blankets in the Lloydminster Hospital, to helping right from the Lloydminster Exhibition Association and Kids Sport and the Men's Shelter. So we're excited that we're able to provide a little bit of support for these organizations.
Now, when it comes to this year's Parade of Lights event, is there going to be some changes made for this year compared to last year?
No, we aren't going to be hosting an indoor portion of the event this year, so it'll be just strictly the parade outside. So it'll start up on 56th Street again, and then downtown Highway 17 down to 46th, and then over to 49th Ave, and then back to the exhibition. So it'll be quite congested downtown, so make sure you get down there to get your spot early. And we do ask people don't park on the parade route, as it does create quite a cluster for the participants. So yeah, get your spot early and support some local downtown businesses while you're down there.
And let's expand a little bit on just the details of when it is, what time, and all that, just for people to help get that out there if you can.
Yeah, so this year it's on December 22nd. It's Thursday. So the parade will kick off at 7 p.m. and I think it usually lasts about an hour. Yeah, and like I said, it'll start right out of the exhibition grounds there.
Perfect. Well, I'm really glad we're able to speak and just help get the word out for this. For when it comes to people that are already involved in it with any other organizations and all that, can you kind of say who's already helping support and whatnot?
We're so grateful for our local media for helping us out with getting the word out there. It's so helpful when the community can be informed of what is happening. So and then we're working with the local organizations that are benefiting from the event with volunteers, and then as well as the local school that's going to help with the barricade. So, and if anybody would like to sponsor the event or support it, they can give us a shout or check us out on Facebook.
Perfect. Awesome. Is there anything else you want to add, Ryan, that I may have missed out on when it comes to this event, or any more information on how people can help out and all that, but you think we covered everything?
Yeah, no, I think we're good. And just make sure you jot down your calendar, December 22nd.